Mostly I teach in the field of what's called exercise testing. So I'm interested in the way in which we evaluate human physiology and also human performance. So everything from the way we evaluate cardiorespiratory fitness, metabolic responses, strength-based, power-based, body composition. And then the other area that I teach in then is to do with the science behind training. And I come at it very much from a scientist approach rather than the applied approach. So I'm very interested in the physiological responses to training, the metabolic responses to training. I love the dialogue with the students. So you can start to get into conversations and you can start to question things. And when the students start to question comments that you've made, that becomes great, because then it becomes this debate, this discussion, because nothing is fixed in science. There is no right or wrong answer. You can't prove anything. So the net result is you can start to get, particularly with the second and third year students, you can start to get into these really quite interesting debates about what's going on. So the students make it really, really interesting. So the research that I'm involved in is I currently lead the endurance physiology research group. And we have two main streams. The first stream is to do with the factors that limit what's called VO2 Max. So VO2 Max is the maximal oxygen uptake. So for anybody that's ever done a bleep test, it's in essence what limits your ability to do a bleep test. So we're very interested in the cardiovascular responses to that, but also starting to move into the way in which there are neurological responses and the way in which the brain affects what happens during this kind of testing. The other area that we're doing a lot of work in, which is the second strand, is pacing. And we've got a lot of research going on in terms of pacing during half marathons and marathons. And we've also started to move into pacing during even treadmill testing in the laboratory. All the marathon work that we're doing is done in conjunction with an online running magazine called The Flying Runner. And what we've done with those guys is we've been able to develop a bespoke pace calculator for runners. So it means that now, based upon our work, where we've worked so far with over 2,000 marathon runners, we've been able to set up a pacing calculator so you can change it based upon your age, your gender, your experience, and even the number of marathons that you've run to actually have something that works for you. In terms of teaching, it all relates to teaching, because research is really the bedrock of the way in which we teach, because the research drills down to what we're actually going to portray to the students. So the fact that I'm doing work in terms of VO2 Max and I'm handling data, I'm handling information, I can either present that information, but it means I have to be also current, I have to be up to date, and that then filters down both into the exercise testing and also into the training work.